Thank you, Council, Sandag. It's a great pleasure to be here. My wife, Catherine, and I have been happy residents of Del Mar for the last 4 years. We absolutely love it here. I'm a professor of economics at the University of Maryland. My specialty is market design. And over the last 30 years, I've been designing markets to best achieve social goals. Most of my work has been in 3 critical infrastructure areas: electricity, communications, and what's most relevant today, transportation. San Diego, together with Singapore, has led the world in exploring new and effective ways to manage congestion. I'm referring to the dynamic pricing of express lanes on the 20 miles of Interstate 15. These innovations will continue in the years ahead, reducing congestion and expanding the capacity of our transportation network. I applaud Sandag for that development. It is really something that people throughout the world have pointed to as an excellent example of what we can accomplish. When I see the train connecting Los Angeles and San Diego closed from landslides in San Clemente and Del Mar, I think of 2 possibilities: rail relocation and rail retirement. I've been a proponent of an independent, forward-looking benefit cost analysis. Today, Kevin Patrick and I would like to propose how Sandag can make this happen. The Del Mar and San Clemente issues must be jointly solved. Train passage through both towns is required to reach San Diego. Orange County Transportation Authority and Sandag must work together. The first step should be to fund a competitive initiative to identify the best relocation and retirement options. Orange and San Diego counties have major research universities and institutes with international experts in economics, transportation, engineering, public health, computer science, and public policy who are eager to engage in addressing social challenges, especially those in their backyard. We urge OCTA and Sandag to jointly launch an initiative that taps the expertise we have to delve further into these options. Talented research teams would then submit research proposals for evaluation targeted at delivering their preliminary findings within 1 year. Oops. A study is needed because it is far from obvious that rail relocation is the best option. When we conduct a back-of-the-envelope benefit cost analysis based on our intuition, which we find rail retirement dominates relocation in every dimension. Our intuition is formed from decades of research in transportation, health policy, economics, communications, information technology, and climate change. A rails to trails pathway would move more people along our beautiful coast at a fraction of the expense and bring joy to all that use it. Concerning benefits, retirement would produce a huge gain in public health, as Kevin will explain. There are also large direct benefits from use. The trail, as I said, would bring joy to millions of people each year. The benefits of a train would be limited by continued the benefits of a train would be limited by continued decline in ridership as the train alternatives rapidly improve. E-bikes are especially relevant here. Their capabilities remove the major limitation of bicycles along the coast, which are hills. With e-bikes and e-scooters, users can climb the upgrades with ease. We expect the trail to move many more people than the train without any emissions, which is why the trail dominates in reducing traffic congestion, improving air quality, and promoting sustainable transportation. Concerning costs, the biggest difference is in construction costs, of course, but also land acquisition, environmental damage, and social disruption. The trail avoids a massive infrastructure project. If a tiny fraction of the $20 billion is spent on improving transit options based on proven needs, retirement would greatly improve equity. The train is not an effective means of improving transit for the poor. Careful study is needed to confirm our intuition or to explain why is it wrong. Passenger train usage has declined in recent years because people have better options. These trends will continue as technologies bring ever better options. Let us study the leading alternatives to see what is best for Southern California. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Next speaker.
Kevin Patrick, followed by Camilla Rain.
Thank you. Appreciate being here, Mayor and Council, and Sandag as well. So let's see, how do I move this? Right there. So Kevin Patrick, I'm a professor in School of Public Health in the Qualcomm Institute at the University of California, San Diego. And my organizing philosophy of looking at the influences on health is sort of a cells to society approach or nucleotides to neighborhoods approach. Everything is interrelated and connected. And this project is actually a perfect example of how one begins to think about this. Down in the left-hand corner there, you can see my focus has been on physical activity and health as a public health matter, but also as a clinical matter in terms of addressing medical problems and using physical activity as an independent or a dependent variable in research. And I'm probably one of the only people on the campus that is doing both of these types of research, a cells to society vision with this. And this has included the active living research program of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, on which I served the advisory board for about 15 years, looking at healthy communities and looking at what it takes to create healthy communities worldwide. And this has led me to one big observation. I've observed this process related to this. 60 miles of railroad right-of-way from San Clemente to San Diego. Can it be used for a better purpose? Let's step back and look at this entire big picture, not just the 2 miles in Del Mar where I live and where you live, but let's talk about this entire big picture. Well, the resounding answer to this is yes. This isn't speculative. There is 20 to 30 years of research in this area. And the highlights of this suggest that doing this rails to trails conversion can increase levels of physical activity across the entire population and across all ages. It can reduce obesity and other chronic diseases that are critically important. It can improve access to recreational spaces. Imagine how much recreational space could be accomplished over that 60 miles for everybody, all 6.5 million people who live in Orange County and in San Diego County. Perceived safety. It's very important to have places where you can be safe. We talked about bicyclists and others being hit on the road. As a bicyclist myself, I'd love to get off the road and get onto a trail like this, as opposed to fighting the traffic all the time. And health and community benefits. This is very, very important as far as overall improvement in health. And our research has shown that walkability and social connections promoted by these kinds of things actually changes lifespan in the county of San Diego. The 12-year difference in lifespan from high to low. One of the determinants are trails and connectedness that happens when people meet each other in such locations. So the bigger issues, Peter alluded to this, air quality, environmental conservation, economic benefits, et cetera. There is a huge issue here. So my final conclusion here is that this is not just a Del Mar issue. I want to thank Sandag. A lot of my research and our research is focused on some of the things that Sandag has created in their GIS maps. Let's put those to use and let's do a big, major, important objective study.
Thank you, Kevin.